Shalom. Shalom. Give thanks and praises to the Almighty Jah, Rastafari, in the name of His Son, Jesus Christos. Jesus. And it's not Greek. It's Amharic. It's rooted deeper than the Greek, so it goes back. The name Jesus goes back farther than the Greek. Jesus Christos. And it's really interesting also what the Greeks say about the Ethiopians when they learn about fire. Now, one thing that's really important to understand is that fire in the higher minded interpretation, that's when you're not thinking in the lower vibration, but when you're thinking in the higher minded meditation, the good meditations of I and I Father. Fire is wisdom. You'll start to learn that as you study in the scripture, that fire is wisdom, and or at the least you could say that it has an association with wisdom. Fire. You know what I mean? Now there's some very interesting thing in the Hebrew, in the Hebrew Torah readings. This week in the Hebrew Torah readings, the brothers and sisters are on they're on Shemini, the Torah portion called Shemini. And this is the portion where Moses gives a command directly from a command from Yahweh that was on the 8th day. As a matter of fact, we can go and look a little bit into that and see how Moses gave that command. That was actually in the previous chapter, so we go to 9. And it came to pass on the 8th day. You know what I mean? So, and it came to pass on the 8th day, and the number 8 being the fulfillment number after 7, which we would say Christ. But, give thanks for there's deeper revelations on that number. Especially from watching the Rebbe's vid, the vid that the Rebbe had done on the cardinal number on Shemini. It's very important. But what we learn is that in this Torah portion, there's some things that end up happening. Now, this is about the command given, and it came to pass on the 8th day that Musa called Aharon and his sons and the elders of Israel and the sons of Aaron. Right? So we want to speak out. We speak out to the churches today, and the sons of Aaron, because the sons of Aaron were the high priests. They're the ones who brought the offerings. They were told what to bring first, and what type of offering to bring. But now in the next chapter, something very, very interesting ends up happening. In the next chapter, there's a situation where things go out of order, and there was strange fire offered. There was strange fire offered. Now, when we're looking into these events with Nadab and Abihu, we got to thinking real deeply about these things, really, really deeply. And blessed to Jah, blessed to Yahweh, what we had seen, and it was very interesting what we seen. We started to think about the Constitution of His Imperial Majesty, 1931. And then thus we started to think about the Constitution of His Majesty in 1955. Now, even though the brother mentions the constitutions, I want you to keep them in mind, because what I'm about to mention to you is very important. Now we're going to deal with the events that happened from 1931 to 1955, and even we can use 1965 with the Civil Rights Act. There's something very important that plays a key role, and this is for the black and brown peoples of the world. You know what I mean? Because even though you know, we deal with a little bit of these technical, a little bit of technical difficulty there. But you know, God bless the eye. You know, even though we be in Babylon and we act, you know, we may act, you know, simple towards certain subject matters that deserve far more explanation and more direction that one should be informed on. Just because we act like they're not there, it doesn't mean that they don't exist, and it doesn't mean that they won't affect us on a daily basis, you know. But in this part of the Torah portion in Leviticus 10, notice that Nadab and Abihu, they offered a strange fire. And there's something interesting about the way it says they put it in. You know, it says Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took of them his censer and put fire. Right? So he took his censer, his senses, you know what I mean, his senses, which is his faith in the Almighty, you know what I mean, and applied it to the wisdom, right? And then what did he do? He put forth incense. I mean, he gave, you know, fumigation. Now he set the aroma, he set the tone, he set things into order. Now, but their own offer, right? But it was strange. That means it was foreign to the original idea. You know, it was out of order. It wasn't done right. Now, in the actually, and we would like to show the vid. We would like to show the vid and be a lot more spontaneous with what we're saying. There's a video, a certain video, and just in case, because you could be watching this for the first time, or you may not, or who knows when you may see it. Right? But there's a video by the, you know, the Rabbi of LOJ Society, the Lion of Judah Society, by Wyndham Yadom. You know, and there's a video. Let's see, we experiencing a little bit of you know what I'm saying, technicality, a bit of a technicality issue, but we want to get this subject matter. This subject matter is very important, and it was going to take a little bit of time to explain basically what is being said here, because what it is that what we have is that we have the Constitution, we have the movement, we have the true movement of the people. You know what I mean? We have the true movement of the people, right? Established in the reign of His Imperial Majesty QEDAMAWI HAILE SELASSIE. You know what I mean? But now, what it is that around these times in 1931, there's some things that we would like to bring into consideration. That about 3 years after 1931, let's see, 32, 33, 34, right? Began the the initiation to the Italian invasion of Ethiopia. Very, very, very important. It's very, very critical. We should understand this. That 3 years after this Constitution was the prelude to what is known today as World War II, 1945. You know, so in these Torah studies, you know, to understand that these Torah studies now in the Hebrew and the lunar, you know, this Sabbath is this is Shemini. So we're on number 26 right now, and then of course we would link that with the Ethiopian calendar. You know, of course, the Ethiopian calendar. But there's something that basically we want to specifically bring forth in this vid. You know, some very important information for the people. Now, in this one is, we know in Shemini it's number 26. Now, what happens here is there was this strange fire that was offered. This strange fire. In fact, matter of fact, I will we'll do a continuation on another one because I was having a few little technical difficulties trying to stop the eye. But we want to go into an explanation of what is the strange fire. You know, what is strange fire? What was the strange fire of the time of the emperor? You know what I mean? What was the strange fire? Because there was some events that happened that took place. So get that.